The Charles Tour has been the launching platform for many of New Zealand's elite golfers. And with the recent announcement of a new naming sponsor in Jennian Homes, New Zealand's premier golf tour is excited about the future.
So with the sponsorship that Jennian brings, we now have a platform to grow what's already been a success into an even more successful series of events. New Zealand Golf and the PGA would have to say that from our point of view, it's an absolute critical pathway, and we would judge it as having been very successful and very instrumental in producing some of our best golfers in recent years.
With the new Jennian Homes trophy crowning the tour's best player, New Zealand golf is building towards a bright future.
Well, I think it's fantastic, and I thank and congratulate all those people involved, from sponsors and New Zealand Golf, New Zealand PGA, everybody that's been involved in this from day one, to give an opportunity to the young talent here in New Zealand is just fantastic. Long may this continue. I'm certainly not going to withdraw my name in a hurry. And it's good to hear we've got a sponsorship going through for 6 years, which is great.
Another strong supporter of New Zealand golf is Carrus. The title sponsor has been a long-time partner of the Tauranga Open. Carrus is a local land developer that is proud of the achievements of some of the past players at this premier local tournament.
Carrus has been involved since the inception 10 years ago, and as good corporate citizens we get involved in a lot of sport in this region and other regions. But with regard to golf, people like Lydia Coe, Ryan Fox, Josh Geary, and quite a few more have come through this event, so it's great to see their international success now.
Tauranga is in the middle of a housing boom, and the forefront of that development is the Carrus Corporation. With its Signature Lakes development just down the road from the Tauranga Golf Club, Carrus is proud of not only developing the local community, but its budding sports stars as well.
Tauranga's got one of the best climates in New Zealand, a lot of the best natural assets, and so we're about to get a new university campus here with the University of Waikato, and a new high-performance sports centre, which Carrus is associated with. So that's going to open up a whole new avenue of opportunity for young sports people to not only train here, but to do their degrees. So that's going to be great for our region.
This desire to help further the career of young athletes was originally what drew Paul and the Carrus Corporation to become involved with the Charles Tour and the local Tauranga Golf Tournament.
One of the things we've noticed is that young professional and amateur golfers don't get enough exposure to tournaments in New Zealand. So having the Charles Tour and being associated with that locally means that we're contributing our bit to sport in this region.
A cold and gusty Tauranga day threatened to hamper the traditional low scoring for the final round of the Carrus Open. 3 golfers were tied for the lead at 12 under, all poised to pick up the first win of the Jennian Homes Charles Tour season. The final group made up of 2-time Tauranga champion Mark Brown, top amateur Josh Munn seeking his 3rd Charles Tour title, and unheralded Tarangi amateur Johnny Tynan. Adopted local Mark Brown equalled the course record on his way to victory last year with a headline-grabbing 59, but in trickier conditions he began the day with 6 straight pars. While Brown maintained his lead at 12 under, his 2 amateur playing partners, Munn and Tynan, dropped early shots to sit at 10 under and 11 under respectively through the early stretch. A group ahead and starting a shot adrift of the leaders, Jim Cusden had a frantic start with an eagle, birdie and 2 bogeys to get to 12 under. Cusden, a former touring, now teaching pro, tapped in this birdie on 6 to take the outright lead. Next through on the 6th hole was the lead group, where Johnny Tynan shaped this fine approach around the trees to pick up a birdie and get back to 11 under. Despite a wayward drive on 7, Brown was able to pick up his first birdie of the day to move to 13 under, 1 adrift of Cusden, who'd birdied the same hole. Manawatu's Josh Munn was keeping himself in touch with the leaders, making the turn at 11 under, 3 off Cusden's lead. Cusden and Brown both birdied their 10th hole, but then the wind picked up as they took on Tauranga's back half. Cusden, the 2011 Carrus Open winner, dropped back to 13 under on the 11th. And Brown suffered the same fate after failing to hit the green from behind a tree. The stage was set for Brown to launch one of his trademark back nine blitzes that'd seen him win twice at the Carrus Open. But having knocked it into 3 feet at the knoll, the defending champ was unable to capitalise to take the outright lead. The former European Tour pro would eventually inch ahead of Cusden with birdie at 15 to move to 14 under. But then came the traditional final day low round as Nick Gillespie found himself 7 under through 16 holes, just 1 shot back of Brown. With the second Jennian Holmes Charles Tour title in his sights, Gillespie let a shot slip on the 17th to end his charge up the leaderboard. The next challenge to Brown's quest for back-to-back titles was a long break in play as the Greerton course was hit by a deluge of rain. During the 30-minute break, Brown mulled over a lengthy par putt on 17, which he duly drained to maintain his 1-shot buffer up the last. And on the 18th, Mark Brown showed too much big tournament temperament, holding off Jim Cusden and Josh Munn to win his 3rd Carrus Open.
Well, it was difficult, especially early on, the wind more than the rain, you know. I just tried to hang in there as best I could and pick up a birdie when I could and just hold on, really. It was lucky enough to get there in the end.
Another Jennian Holmes Charles Tour title, the perfect boost as Brown chases his European Tour card, beginning with the Dunhill Links Championship.
It'll be good to see Foxy again next week at the Dunhill and hopefully get through qualifying school and join them out there next year. I have to get Cambo playing as well. They'll have 3 of us.
The Carrus Open women's title was taken out by Alana Campbell by 2 strokes. The Amanu amateur has won back-to-back Jennian Holmes Charles Tour titles, suggesting a bright future in the New Zealand ranks.